Hey everyone, I'm Laura. I'm an astrologer and a therapist, and I'm here to give you the therapeutic astrology for the weeks of November 17th through the 30th, 2025. Now, this first week is pretty intense, pretty big. We have a new moon in Scorpio, conjunct Mercury, and opposite Uranus. And I'll get to why that's kind of intense later, but just kind of wanting to start off with saying this week is very busy astrologically. There's a lot of energy, lots of surprises. So, yeah, we do start off Monday the 17th in a little bit more grounded way. We have the sun trining Saturn. This feels very stabilizing, productive, like you're in your routines, getting things done, able to follow through on things, kind of remain focused. We also have Mercury, who's currently retrograde, making a sextile to Pluto. Pluto is a planet that likes to research and go deep and look beneath the surface of things. So this also gives us the ability to research, look deeper into matters, also get things done or get to the bottom of something. So Monday's a great day to do any of those things that you maybe would otherwise put off or struggle to get done. Tuesday the 18th, Mercury Mercury retrograde heads back into Scorpio. And this is quite a different energy than Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. Mercury in Sagittarius can be a bit more scattered. Mercury represents the mind, by the way, and communications and how we think, our communications with others. Mercury has been present in Sagittarius with the planet Mars, the god of war and conflict and aggression and action. So I don't know about you, but I've definitely noticed more conflicts as Mercury has been co-present with Mars and Sagittarius. And I've noticed even in myself being a bit more assertive in my communications, more direct, just saying what I think or how I feel and not holding back, which can be both positive and negative depending on the situation. And Mercury in Scorpio is a little bit more strategic. We're a little bit more maybe held back with how we think about things or what we think or how we communicate, a little bit more strategic, a little bit more sensitive to people's emotions. Scorpio is a water sign. Water signs are always very aware of the undercurrent of emotions. And so, I think that Mercury heading back into Scorpio is ultimately a positive thing because Mercury is away from Mars, which can be a little bit volatile in our communications and like in our minds. We could feel very scattered. And Mercury in Sagittarius is in detriment, meaning Mercury kind of struggles to be in the sign of Sagittarius. Mercury is a planet that really likes to dissect things into smaller pieces, smaller components, understand them. Sagittarius is a sign about the big picture, about philosophy, about looking at the forest, right? And Mercury wants to see the details of the trees. So Mercury functions a little bit better in the sign of Scorpio. So this will be good for everyone, even though Mercury is still retrograde. So we're still reviewing and reflecting on Scorpio topics, Sagittarius topics even. So look at your chart and whatever houses have Scorpio and Sagittarius, that is what we have been going back over, reflecting over. So on Wednesday the 19th, we have this new moon in Scorpio. The sun and the moon come together at around 28 degrees of Scorpio, and then Mercury is right there as well. So we have this new moon conjunct Mercury retrograde. And then this new moon is opposing Uranus and trining Neptune. So new moons are all about beginnings, specifically kind of beginning the next month-long cycle of the moon. So this new beginning may involve Mercury themes. So Mercury is communications, information, travel, in general, how we think about things, the way that we're viewing things, our mental health even can be associated with Mercury. So this new moon might involve information being revealed or uncovered in a surprising or shocking way, and that's the opposition to Uranus. Uranus brings unexpected changes, surprises, 180 turnarounds, can feel sometimes jarring or shocking or like you just woke up to something. You're being awakened. So this new moon can have this sort of like awakened feeling, or even like at best like a breakthrough feeling. Maybe you suddenly have a realization about something, or maybe you gain a little bit more information and that changes how you view something, or how you maybe it changes the way you want to begin something or start something. You might, have a radical change of mind, conversations with new information that totally change things for you. You might return to an old conversation that brings new insights, brings revelations, frees you up in some way. Uranus is a planet that is concerned with freedom, and revelation, learning new information that is maybe like new beliefs, maybe the way you're thinking about something is totally changing or shifting. And also, this new moon is in Scorpio. Like I said, Scorpio is a water sign. Scorpio is concerned with the very deep, vulnerable emotions that we have, the things that we might want to keep secret, or we might have that instinct to keep to ourselves because it would be really painful to reveal these feelings and be betrayed, or not be held with softness or compassion, or it can be the stuff, the muck that we haven't cleaned out or we haven't let out. Scorpio is very much so about vulnerability. So this new moon could also involve getting in touch with those emotions, being able to feel maybe deep grief, or anything, any deep emotion that you might have been scared of, or you might have pushed down. This might be a time to not only get in touch with them yourself and feel their depths, but also communicate them with other people, and maybe in a heartfelt way. There is this trine to Neptune, which is a planet about compassion and forgiveness and love and peace. And so this could also be a revelatory conversation you have with someone that brings about a sense of love or peace or forgiveness, and kind of unstucks you and maybe someone else too. So I would say this could be a really amazing new moon for forgiveness, for getting to the bottom of resentments or deep hurts, the things that we avoid because they're painful. So yeah, that's my take on this new moon, with that trine to Neptune really just brings in a lot of deep feeling and understanding. So I think I really like that, actually. And also you might not necessarily be like doing all of that work on this one day, on Wednesday the 19th. This might be over the course of the next month, right? Because new moons are all about the lunar cycle, the next month ahead. Okay, and we're really going to be feeling this energy also like Wednesday the 19th through Friday the 21st, because on Thursday the 20th, that's when Mercury and the Sun like come to their ultimate like exact conjunction. So there might be some realization, aha moment, clarity, once again around the part of your chart that contains Scorpio. So those themes, which will be different depending on your rising sign, but also general Scorpio themes, like I just mentioned, those deep emotional stuck feelings that we haven't addressed. Okay, then on Friday the 21st, that's when the Sun makes its exact opposition to Uranus and trine to Neptune. That's why I said this new moon energy really lasts from the 19th through the 21st. And then the Sun heads into Sagittarius. So we're in a different season, different element. We're in a fire sign. Once again, Sagittarius is very passionate and concerned with having fun, and is a lot more I would say lighthearted compared to Scorpio. And Sagittarius really can have this like kind of go-getter energy, this like you can do it, you've got this cheerleader sort of hopefulness. And that's really what Sagittarius, that's one of the major themes of Sagittarius, is this sense of hope and purpose as well. So as the Sun heads into Sagittarius, not only are we going to be experiencing or kind of more focused on that part of our chart, that house where we have Sagittarius on the cusp, but also just be experiencing those themes of Sagittarius, which is hope and purpose. What do I find purpose in? What gives me a sense of meaning? Um, you know, what is my guiding principle that I'm heading towards? We all need a sense of purpose, a sense of, oh, this is where I'm going, because this image or this dream over here is what feels meaningful to me. That's it kind of like lights the way ahead for us. So that's kind of, those are themes to think about during the Sagittarius season. Okay, next we have on Saturday the 22nd, we have Mercury still retrograde in Scorpio, making a trine to Saturn and Jupiter. This feels very stabilizing, hopeful. Saturn helps us to get things done once again, to be productive, to be organized. And Jupiter, once again, is a planet about hope, being uplifted, philosophy, purpose. Jupiter rules the sign of Sagittarius, which is why there's so much overlap between the two, between Jupiter and Sag. So yeah, Mercury trying these two planets feels like a really lovely, stabilizing day where we might even be able to start moving towards, in a very kind of structured way, Saturn, towards things that are purposeful, or that where we're kind of headed, where we find meaning. And then on Sunday the 23rd, the sun makes a quick sextile to Pluto, kind of similar to the Mercury sextile Pluto. It might be a time to dig deep into things. You might feel really passionate about something, right? Sun is in Sagittarius, a fire sign, passionate. Pluto is also can, really make us experience the energy of feeling the depths, feeling just so like you're all in. Pluto is a very extreme planet. You're all in or you're all out. And so you might feel on this day this like sense of like, oh, I'm so passionate about this. This is what I'm here to do, which is lovely. I hope we all experience that. Very quick transit though. So Monday the 24th, we have Mercury still retrograde in Scorpio, making a conjunction with Venus, the goddess of love and beauty and pleasure and joy and friendship. And conjunctions can often bring about insights or aha moments or clarity. So this could be a moment where you have insight into relationships, how to be in better relationship with other people. Also insight around art or beauty or pleasure. You might just have sweeter conversations on this day. It's a good day to send sweet messages to your loved ones, let them know how much you care about them and how much they mean to you. So really great day for that. Also, if you're into like writing poetry or songs or creative writing, excellent day for that. I mean, this is in the sign of Scorpio, which isn't the most necessarily expressive sign. Once again, Scorpio is about those deep felt emotions that we feel very at our core, at the bottom of our gut. So it might still be continuing that theme of like revealing to other people how you feel about them or what they mean to you, but in a very deeply heartfelt way. Relational issues, once again, this could be a continuation of relational issues being resolved, peace coming about potentially. Okay, Wednesday the 16th, Venus then makes a trine to Jupiter and a trine to Saturn. So whenever Venus and Jupiter get together, the two benefics, it's like such a lovely energy of celebration and joy and hope and togetherness and peace and healing and the arts. And it's just like so good. So such a great day to celebrate with friends or loved ones, to engage in community, in healing activities, and just anything you're inspired by, just follow that, those breadcrumbs. And then, of course, Venus trine Saturn can help to ground and stabilize relationships. Like, we're not necessarily getting too crazy, right? We're not going to like go have a party and get wasted and like, struggle to function the next day. That's not Venus Saturn. That's maybe like Venus Uranus. But yeah, Venus Saturn is more like helping us feel more solid and safe in our connections. Okay. Thursday the 27th, Saturn stations direct at 25 degrees of Pisces. So whatever we've been reviewing as Saturn stationed retrograde at around 1 degrees of Aries. I can't remember the dates at this moment, but it retrograded back into Pisces. And so we've been finishing up something that we started. Maybe this cycle when Saturn first entered Pisces was back in March of 2023. So think about that, back to that time. What have you been working hard at, steadily at? What has taken a lot of effort? What has felt maybe like, oh my gosh, I feel impatient around this. It's taking forever, or I'm kind of done with this. I don't want to do this anymore. Saturn can be a planet about limits, boundaries, things that you are wanting to say no to, things that just take a really, really long time to do or fulfill. What is that thing? Also look to your Pisces house in your personal birth chart. Whatever house that is for you, those themes is what you've been doing the hard work in. And once again, that'll be different depending on your rising sign. But yeah, so we've been revisiting something that we've been working hard on. And now Saturn is going to start moving forwards very slowly. So now we're moving forwards with that information that we have reflected on. We are ready to move on, to finish up this project, to solidify it, wrap it up, put a bow on it. We're done soon. Once I think Saturn enters Aries again in February of 2026. So a couple more months with Saturn in Pisces. I know for me, I'll just share a little bit. I've been working towards getting my license because I'm a clinical social worker. And it just feels like it's taken forever. And during this time frame is when I am taking my license test. And so that I'm taking that literally like the week after Saturn stations direct. And so that's, I think, what it is for me, is this long-term goal I've been working towards for the last couple of years. Okay, Saturday the 29th, this might be your time to get a little crazy. This is when Venus opposes Uranus. You might feel this energy of like, oh my gosh, I'm so bored. I'm ready to have fun. I just want to do things differently. I need to just try this new thing in my relationship, or go to this party or do this fun thing that's like maybe outside of the box for myself. And Uranus can be very short-lived, quick, kind of like just a moment where you're like, I just need to go do this thing and be free for a moment, but it's not the most stabilizing energy. So yeah, just something to be aware of. It's not necessarily negative. And in fact, Venus opposite Uranus can bring breakthroughs in relationships, can bring aha moments. Once again, Uranus is a planet about revelations, breakthroughs. So it can certainly bring that, but also this is like totally the energy where you're like, I'm going to go get a random tattoo, or I'm going to go shave my head or something like that, because Venus does also represent art and beauty and style and things of that nature. So Mercury also finally stations direct at 20 degrees of Scorpio. Hallelujah. We are moving forwards with this Mercury retrograde, starting to integrate what we have been gathering and reflecting on and reviewing, and starting to move forward perhaps with new information that we have gained from that Mercury new moon opposite Uranus. So that's really great. Sunday the 30th, Venus in Scorpio makes a lovely, lovely trine to Neptune in Pisces. This is like the ultimate like combination of compassion and forgiveness and peace and love and creativity and dreaminess. And like, this is kind of like the energy of like, go to a sound bath or like a yoga retreat, or go be in nature, anything that brings about that sense of peace and divine love or cosmic love Maybe you feel called to, attend a service of some kind, or do some sort of meditation or dance or anything Venusian. Venusian themes are, Venus rules over relationships, harmony, peace, love, joy, I think I already said relationships, women. So yeah, just it's really, the energy is very peaceful and loving. Great day for like a cuddle pile if that's something you're interested in or into. If you haven't tried that, it can be great. Of course, be in touch with your own boundaries and your own limits and whatnot, your own yes and your own no. But anyway, that's just some suggestions. And then Venus heads into fiery Sagittarius. So Venus becomes very much focused on like fun, expression, adventure. Let's have fun by debating philosophy. Let's have fun by going to a foreign country. Let's like try out different religious traditions or spiritual traditions. That's, very Venus in Sagittarius. Venus bringing us joy and fun and pleasure and connection through Sagittarius themes: philosophy, the search for truth, travel, foreign places, foreign people, hope. We might suddenly feel a lot of hope in our relationships, and there's just more of a playful, flirty vibe also with Venus here. Okay, that's the astrology for the next couple weeks. I hope this was useful. Please reach out if you're interested in how this astrology impacts you more specifically. Each person is totally different, although you will notice these themes if you pay attention in broader strokes. And please also consider liking, subscribing, commenting. I am trying to grow this channel. Once I get my license, I think I will have more time to devote to social media stuff and astrology. That's certainly one of my intentions. So please like, subscribe, comment, and reach out if you're interested in a reading. And otherwise, I'll be back in a couple of weeks with another astrological update. I hope you have a wonderful couple of weeks. Take care.